Hello, you precious humans. I'm Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your celestial wisdom video for the week of June 20th through the 27th, 2021. And we have a lot of planetary activity. But before we get started, I just want to invite us all to just think about this. Here we are in this human experience, walking around as gods and goddesses on this earth. And when we can truly remember our power, that the source of our energy field comes from this great spirit that runs through us, this thing called life, that we are not subjected to, but that we are a part of. And that when we can dance and we can flow with it, then we can roll with whatever shows up. And not everything in life is easy, as you've heard me say. And yet it is also where we can learn to play, where we can step on our own feet, if you will, if you're dancing, you know, as they say, you have two left feet, that we're able to find that sense of humor and go, oops, there I go again. Okay, let's reset. You know, I was thinking about it today when I was at the gym. I was like, you know, look at all these beautiful gods and goddesses walking around. And I'm not talking about exterior beauty, even though that's what gets exuded from their spirit, from that willingness to show up. It's not about size and shape and looks. It's about energy. And it's a beautiful thing to witness. And I invite us all that as you watch this video, maybe you can be reminded of that as you step out into the world, and regardless of somebody cutting you off while you're driving or standing in line and taking up space longer than you would like and all of that sort of thing. Because yeah, it's Mercury retrograde still. So irritations and frustrations are up. But if we're able to relax and just enjoy the moment, whatever's showing up, of trusting, we don't get what we want, we get what we need. So if you're delayed, if somebody thwart your plans or whatever it might be, take a breath and go, all right, it's what I needed. So here we go. What we're going to get this week is exactly what we need. So again, happy Father's Day, because the week is kicked off with the sun in Cancer, the summer solstice, the longest summer day of the year, light in the Northern Hemisphere, the longest winter evening day for the Southern Hemisphere. And the sun has moved into Cancer. This beautiful fire and water energy. This is the life force. This is where the seed of creation is held in the womb of the mother, the father and the mother coming together. It's a perfect blend of masculine and feminine. It's where we can start to feel more nurtured. We can feel more emotionally satiated, and we want that emotional security where we can forgive. The difficulty with Cancer energy is that it is very forgiving, but it never forgets. Cancer hangs on to the past. And what the invitation is here is that we can evolve beyond it, because we've been working really hard on this path of evolution of being able to say, I forgive. And that is not about forgetting the hurt, the pain, the suffering, the bad behavior, but it's about liberating the heart. And it's about saying that debt is paid. I'm not going to carry that anger, that bitterness, that worry and fear around with me. And that every time I think about the past, I can glean just a little other piece of learning. Now, also with the sun in Cancer, we may be extremely sensitive. And we've got Jupiter now retrograde in Pisces, bringing us even more internalized, more of this inner focus, and that we could very easily take on other people's problems as if they're our own. And so it's going to take a lot of our deep inner faith and our deep hope and our strength of knowing that there is a higher force, a higher power, not outside of ourselves. When I say higher, I just mean that the personality and the spirituality. Spirituality is all of us, the spirit inside of all of us, that we can trust that our spirit chose this body, it chose this life, it chose these experiences in order to evolve, in order to learn, in order to grow. And so we can gain a greater sense of self-awareness and self-development with Jupiter and Pisces making this beautiful trine to the sun in Cancer as we start out the week. This is a great time to do some really deep soul searching to get clear, as Mercury is going to move direct this week as well on the 22nd. So just a couple of days after the sun moves into Cancer, as Jupiter is retrograde, we've got our mercurial planet moving direct. And so clarity will start to come in. We may be looking for this meaning, a meaningful expression, meaningful relationships. We want to feed our spirit, but we also want to feed our minds. And so with Mercury direct, all of our intuitive hits that we've had over the last few weeks, and the conversations we might have had, or the meditations we've taken, and the messages and signs that have shown up, that now, as Mercury wakes up from its nap, sort of gets the sleep out of its eyes and starts to get out of shadow. It doesn't move directly out of shadow to July 7th, but between now and then, we can start to see some of those first signs of, oh yeah, I'm not going crazy like I thought I was. Or, hey, I had that conversation. There were some decisions that we delayed, that now it's time to move forward. Things are going to start picking up fast come the month of July. So I want to set this week up really well for us. This is the time to continue to organize, reorganize, get that routine, check off those boxes, have those conversations, stay open to all possibilities. Because when the movement, when life starts really flowing again in July, we're going to have to respond pretty fast versus this time of slowing down. And so when we're in that place of responsiveness, hopefully it's not reactivity, but it can invite us, if we become ungrounded, meaning we lose our present moment awareness and we just start reacting based on emotion or based on past stuff that maybe didn't work, past patterns. We've been working hard with these eclipses to look at our patterns and to start changing them. Now's the time to really get that routine so that these new habits that hopefully we've been forming over the last couple of weeks can start to really anchor in, and they become instinctual. That's what we're working towards. This is also a time where integrating our new perspectives start to appear. So if you think about it, we've been through the last couple of weeks has caused us to have experiences, have discussions, maybe meditation. And in doing so, we've made some decisions, or in these discussions and these experiences, suddenly what we once thought was true, or what we once thought was real, is now being reshaped. Our perspective is changing because not everything is as it appears to be. And so we're having to integrate this new, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Or, wow, okay, that didn't work. Here's my new habit. Now I need time for adjustment. Also, using this week to take a moment and have some form of reprieve, recovery, retreat, relief, whatever it might be, just before the full moon in Capricorn on the 24th. Now, this is going to be a very sweet full moon. I would offer that this is probably one of the friendliest full moons. And I apologize for all the Capricorns that have gotten a bad rap. Now, it is not one sign. We all have bad days. We all have bad moments. Capricorn, you guys can be the sweetest, the kindest, the most sensitive, believe it or not. For those who know a Capricorn, it's only that stoic, harder exterior that protects the inner juiciness, the inner sweetness, right? This full moon, it should be bringing that out, because Jupiter is going to be flirting with this full moon. So we're going to have the sun in Cancer, the moon in Capricorn, and there's a sextile going on with the moon and Jupiter. And then there's that trine going on with Jupiter as well. And so opportunities to show up, to find something that confirms that we can still believe in something bigger than ourselves. And that, again, it's not outside of ourselves, but it's that our hard work, everything that we have wanted, desired, all of that can come to a beautiful completion. So this is a great week to finish certain things we've started. This is a great week to find pleasure in maybe the work we do, but I would offer that maybe we turn our attention into working and playing equally as hard. And when I say hard, I mean fun, playfulness. We could enjoy this whole thing of completing tasks and ending unhealthy habits and ending unhealthy relationships and putting a rest to unfounded fears. Now, it doesn't mean that fear goes away. Remember, we're working with integration. We can't have courage without fear. There's a great sense of responsibility that may show up here, but it allows us to get the things done that need to be done so that we can feel emotionally secure, that it's that sense of responsibility doesn't weigh heavily on us, but it allows us to go, I got this. I've built the muscles. I've achieved the things I need to achieve. I deserve to sit at this table because here's all my past history. Here's all the things I do really well. And the things I don't do well, I know my resources. I know who to tap into to help me get those done. We also have Neptune moving retrograde. Now, this happens every year for 4 to 6 months. And so this is not an unusual thing. We're going to be bringing back our dreams. Past fantasies or longings can show up. Secrets get revealed during a Neptune retrograde. And when I say secrets, it doesn't necessarily mean bad things. Sometimes it's that truth that you're waiting can suddenly show up. It can also be where someone declares their love or their affections, or that they've been thinking about, hey, let's start a family, or let's move in together. There's so many wonderful things that happen when Neptune is retrograde. We can also see where maybe we have been deceived or we've deceived ourselves, and some, again, truth comes up. And so what we have to be careful of with the Neptune retrograde and Jupiter retrograde, both in Pisces, because Jupiter will retrograde back in Aquarius at the end of July on the 28th. So between now and then, our sensitivity is going to be at an all-time high. So please make sure that you check in and say, is this mine or is this somebody else's? Where am I taking on somebody else's stuff? Because everybody has the ability to walk through whatever they're being given. They wouldn't be given that situation, that moment, if they couldn't handle it. Our job as support or witnesses is to offer the support, but help isn't help when it's not asked for. So we show up, we become present, and then we jump in only if that person starts drowning. And we also can point to other resources that may be available. That's the other thing about this week and this full moon week, is that certain resources may show up for us to be able to tackle certain things that we've had to put on the back burner with Mercury retrograde. So if you've had a financial question or legal issue or a relationship issue that needed some form of resource, this is a great time for it to show up. Venus, our planet of love, beauty, harmony, relationships, finances, and pleasure, has been in Cancer and will remain so this whole week until the 27th on Sunday. And he moves into Leo. So not only at the full moon do we have that high sensitivity of the Cancer energy with the Jupiter and Pisces, Neptune, Pisces energy, but then as the weekend starts to emerge and we get into the following week, we're going to have Venus moving into Leo, where she wants to be adored and she wants to be seen as special. And I would imagine this is where the gods and goddess energy, I hope that you guys can embody, that you can radiate that warmth and that charisma that comes with Leo. All that bling and that beauty. This is a great time if you've held off on doing something beautifying for yourself, maybe getting into the fashion industry. Maybe you're already in the fashion industry or beauty industry and you've been waiting on these clients to show up, or trying to find that right direction or niche. This is the time Venus will attract that customer or that clientele or that idea and just allow you to shine. And like a moth to a flame, people will be attracted to you. So enjoy the attention. It allows you to walk with confidence. There's nothing sexier than confidence. Yeah. So be confident, even in your shadow. Yeah. I don't know how to dance to save my life, or yeah, I actually don't talk very well, or I'm not extroverted, or I'm not introverted. I'm like out there all the time and people think I'm crazy. Whatever, own it. Have fun with it. This is the great thing about Venus and Leo. She is going to focus us on having more pleasure and more fun. She wants us to embody that goddess of beauty. And again, beauty is an internal job. We're going to probably also look for ways that we can have more fun versus work. So do be careful that if you do have tasks that need to be done and you do need to get certain things together, make sure you do that, but find a way to play with it. You know, this is a great time for finding more joy in the everyday mundane. Also, self-love and self-acceptance is at an all-time high with Venus in Leo. She wants us to say, yeah, I am that. I am. We also do, of course, have to watch out for the arrogance piece that can show up. At the same time, integrate. How can we use that confidence to be of great service to others? This is a time also with Venus, and I'll talk more about it as July opens up, but we can aid in the healing process of trauma, of grief, of things that may have played out over the last month or two. And so Venus has a wonderful ability to be able to step in and say, I got this, when she's in Leo. And so it can give us a chance to be able to have that pride and have that loyalty that we all desire, that we all enjoy, and that we all need when Venus is in Leo. And we can find out who our true beloveds are. Romantically, Venus in Leo just makes us more attractive in so many different ways. All right, you guys, I certainly hope that this video helps. I will have the July horoscopes posted as well. It may be a day or two after July 1st. I'm working on them. We'll see how far I get. But, you know, great grades. I mean, I'm recording them during Mercury retrograde, so we'll see. Okay, you guys, I really hope that you have a fabulous week. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. Find me at jamiedawn.com. Have a good week.